Hi, this is Frank again, and this time I'm just going to show you a little bit of setting up how I set up my tremolo bar, or how I set up what people like to call the whammy bar on certain shred guitars, or basically most Fender Stratocaster type models have this thing. So basically the tremolo unit is basically, instead of having, it basically allows you to change the pitch of the notes going up and down. So the tremolo bar is what you use to control the tremolo go figure. And most guitars, like acoustic guitars and most of the common models like the Les Paul, the SG, some Explorers and Telecaster, stuff like that, they usually don't have tremolos built in. And they basically have like a bolt down type thing. So a bolt down looks something like this. If you have a guitar like this, then you could just X this video, you don't even have to watch it. Basically you have this piece here and this other piece. This is a tunematic type bridge. Doesn't change the pitch no matter what you do. It's basically locked in place, the strings, and just strung across, just like with a classical or acoustic type guitar. But with tremolos, there's two real types of tremolos arms, and those are the pop-in types and then the screw-in types. So this is a pop-in type tremolo. So if you see the bar basically is pretty flush, or some of them have a small bushing on it. It basically just pops into this little slot for the armhole in order for you to bend up and down the strings on the guitar. I'm going to try, I don't have my amp plugged in, but don't know if you can hear that, I'll see after. But that's basically what the tremolo does. The way I set up my tremolo is I'm used to a screw-in type tremolo from my better Ibanez. But this, most of the other Ibanez, like an Edge 3 type tremolo, you can all look this up if you're a serious guitarist, you already know what I'm talking about. But with this, I usually keep it very loose, and that's because the tremolo arm usually loosens over time with how tight that you have it. That's basically, if you have it really tight, it'll stay in one spot. As you see mine just flicks everywhere because I basically have it so loose that if I just do like this, it'll fall out. Keeping it loose like this, I always know that it's going to be pointing down, so I don't ever have to worry about where the tremolo arm is. I always know that gravity is going to cause it to point down. Basically, I can just swoop it up either way and just go with that. And I can also remove it really fairly easily if I don't want it, or if I'm playing behind my head, sometimes it gets in the way. But the only thing is I don't have very much articulation, because if you see this, I have about a centimeter that I can push it, and it won't even change the pitch at all within that centimeter of movement because of how loose it is. Now, all the same, your guitar tremolo arm will loosen over time no matter how tight you put it. So eventually, like if you're playing a really long show, or if you're practicing for a long time before the show, you don't have your Allen keys with you, or you can't set up your guitar right before, it's ideal to get used to playing with it loose, because you won't have to worry too much if you come into a worst case scenario like that. Now, well, I like the screw-in type arms. Yeah, I fell in love with my Japanese Ibanez, my best guitar that I have, best set up and best most playable, which is right here. Right now it has a broken string, but I'm going to fix that up later. Basically has a screw-in type arm. So what that is, let me just take it out. It might take a while. Basically has threads on the end of the tremolo arm. This is probably like most Strat type stuff. This is actually a Strat tremolo arm. I lost it when I bought this. It didn't have the tremolo arm, so I had to buy myself a replacement one. The only ones they sell are Strats. So if you put it inside your tremolo unit, I use a lot of lock tremolos. That's why they seem significantly bigger, because it helps keep everything in tune no matter what you do. Sorry, string got in the way. Basically what this does is, usually they're very loose, extremely loose, because of the screw-in mechanism. So I can keep it very loose. I usually keep it with one revolution. Then I leave it tight with the screw-in, specific with this model, so that what it does is when I adjust the height, basically right where the playing spot where you usually keep it, it gets extremely tight that I can move it, and every single movement I do will be translated to the strings. That helps significantly with playing, because what I can do is I can leave it loose for most of the stuff when I just need to do some wild tricks in between riffs and stuff. But if I'm doing a really unique or distorted type solo where I have to use a lot of whammy bar pitch shifting, I can easily do it with the whammy bar right close to my picking hand, or right close to where I'm picking. I can easily just skip over and take that. So it's good to know how to set that up. So I just want to create this nice little lesson, because a lot of people I see a lot of people struggling when they're playing that they're not too aware of what they're doing with their whammy bars. This will hopefully help you in deciding how to set it up properly. And there's a lot of FAQs on the websites for the guitars that will tell you how to set it up in terms of mechanics. So I thank you for your time and enjoy playing.